Hello all my lovely stitching friends, I'm back with a quick update video. It's not going to be a long one, I'm afraid, today, because I really don't have that much to show you. I've got 5 projects that I've worked on in May, and well, usually I do a sort of update video more towards the end of the month, but I've got stuff going on coming up next week, and I don't know if I'm going to have time to, sit down and get a full video done. So I'm doing it now because, well, it's nearly the end of the month, so we don't have that long to go anyway. So yeah, I've touched upon 5 works in progress this week. I wanted to do a few more. Actually, there were times when I was thinking about adding a few others into the rotation, but then I changed my mind because, yeah, not always a great idea to start changing things around when you've got I was kind of in the flow with what I was doing, so it didn't seem to make sense to change it. However, I have done a lot. I think I've actually done loads. So the first half of this month has actually been a lot less busy. I'm going to be busy next week. I've got family coming over again, and I've got a few social events, so yeah, I'm not going to be able to sit down and prepare a whole video and everything else, which does take a little bit of time. But I will upload another Stitch With Me very soon. Hopefully I can get that underway. Okay, so where shall we start? I'm going to start with where I have done the least amount of stitches, because I think that's the least impressive. And the one I have done the least amount of stitches, my hair is getting in my way today, messing up things. The one that I've done the least amount of stitches on is the Fruits of Plenty. Now, I really love this whip, but I don't find myself being drawn to it as much. So, but I still want to show you, and I have still been getting progress every month, so it's not like, there's a zip coming. I've watched a lot of Flosstubes of people complaining about zips, which I don't really understand, because we have to listen to zips all our lives. Okay, Fruits of Plenty. I have on my nudge, so I'm not going to take it off the nudge. And what I've got done this month, I think I'm going to have to hold something up behind here. What I've got done this month is all this flower, this area here, filled in some of this flower, filled in some more here and a little bit more, and I filled in this area. So yeah, that came to a total of about 300 to 400 stitches. Not a great deal, but it's still progress, right? And yeah, I can't complain about that. Still progress. So happy with that. Although, like I said, I find myself not being drawn to this one as much as the other ones. So that's the one with the least amount of stitches I've got done. Let's have a look at the next one that I worked on in May. That is my butterfly ornament. Oh, it's deciding to disappear under the desk. The butterfly ornament, I don't think there's any point taking it off the Q-snap, to be honest, for what there is to show you. I managed to get 1,316. That's not too bad, right? And it's coming along. I have not reached the interesting parts of this. I have to stand up again. So I'm kind of doing blocks, and I'm coming along the way here. Going to go that way, and I think that's the easiest way for me to do this round bit, because the round bit really kind of threw me off. Believe it or not, there's like tons of colours in that. Tons of colours. You wouldn't believe how many colours are inside that little bit. And yeah, I'm looking forward to coming down to about here, where there is going to be, I'll put a picture up for you to see what it looks like anyway. There's going to be a crown, and then there's going to be the main part, which is the butterfly. That's going to take a while. So the next one I want to show you, which I haven't really gravitated towards this month. I don't know why. It just, you know, some months, I think this month I've been all about working on Riverwalk charm. That's the only one at the moment that I'm desperately in love with and enjoy working on. It just happens to be that way. Eventually, no doubt, I'll get sick of it, but at the moment that's not happening. So I'm quite happy to continue working. And I said as much in a different video. I think I mentioned that because it's already on the stand, when I come to do my stitching, it's already there. I don't have to, you know, change it for something else. If I really wanted to work on something else, then I would go and fetch it. But I've been quite happy to just continue with Riverwalk charm because it's already on the stand. I know where I left off. It just seems a whole lot easier. Okay, so Thomas Kincade, Home for the Holidays. This is a mini chart. I bought the mini because I liked the mock-up. I thought it was fine for the chart that it was. And I kind of had a tentative goal to get this one finished by the end of this year, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Probably not. But I've got a lot done. I'm at 40 something, 46% or something on this one. So we are at 1,500 stitches this month, which isn't a huge amount compared to my focus piece, but it's a decent amount of stitches. And this is where I am at. This is what it looks like. You can see what I've done is started this whole diagonal section on the top right. Yeah, I seem to be a little bit diagonal crazy so far. Look at the highlights in that snow. Isn't that really cool? I love the contrast of it. I'm really into contrast at the moment. So yeah, this might be flipped the wrong way actually. I'm not sure. Better go and check once I've finished recording, because that keeps catching me out. So I started on the bottom right. So if you're seeing this on the bottom left, then yeah, the camera's flipped the wrong way, but just, you know, I'll try and see if I can flip it back. So there, try and give it a bit more light. So you can see when it's up on the wall, you can see that it's just going to look fine, right? I think. What more do you need to see when it's up on the wall? It's a beautiful sort of impressionistic scene. I'm really digging that. I am really digging that, to be honest. Okay, so that's Home for the Holidays by Thomas Kincade. The next one that I worked on, and I did, do you know what, I'm really quite impressed. I've actually done over 1,000 stitches on most of these, which is not bad, not bad at all. Sad Fairy, I got 1,037 stitches, so just a little bit less than Home for the Holidays. I have her in the Q-snap at the moment, so I don't really want to take her out again, because if you use Q-snaps, you know what a pain it is to keep taking things in and out of the Q-snaps. And the little section that I've done isn't really worth taking it out of the Q-snap for, but I'll just show you where I'm starting at, and I'll put a picture up on the screen as well, so you can see what I kind of did last month. Doesn't look really any different to this month, to be honest. I might even have a progress picture I can put up actually. But where I've started lately is going back to the bottom part of the chart and starting a little diagonal here, just to try and get back into doing some of this background at the bottom, because I was all up in the sky again, and I wanted to get back down to here. So that's pretty cool. And I tell you, the amount of confetti in there, I kid you not, is a bit of a nightmare. It really is crazy. Just that little diagonal there, the amount of confetti. Drive anyone mad. So I think I did that diagonal one evening, and then I decided that my head was going to crack open if I didn't stop. So I just put it down. I went to look for something else. So that leaves me with the creme de la creme, my favourite piece ever. That's never going to get finished ever. Well, of course it will, but it just kind of feels like it's never going to get finished. And that is Riverwalk Charm. What a charming chart that one is. And I'm sure you've seen it 1,000 times, and you'll probably see it another 1,000 more times until I finish it. But please forgive me for the length of time that this piece is going to take me. If you do supersized charts or you do large charts, you'll know exactly just how much your life revolves around these big pieces, right? So they actually become part of your life. Well, I feel like this piece is a big part of my life, actually. A lot of my thoughts are sewn into this fabric, and yeah, it's going to be like an heirloom. It's going to be like a treasure. I've probably got nobody to leave it to. I don't think my teenage son is ever going to be interested in, inheriting a HAED, but maybe someone out there would appreciate it when I'm gone. So I'm going to put a picture up of what it looked like at the beginning of May, and I think you'll see that I was I didn't have any diagonals going at that point. I just had like a square block that I was doing, and this is all that I have got done. Do I need to cover up behind? This is all that I have got done in the last month. So it's actually a huge amount of progress. I kid you not. I have followed a diagonal all from way up there all the way to way down here, and it's taken me ages. So I've got all this area. Basically all this area is quite new, and that was where the little block that you saw before ended, and I've gone down and basically filled it all in with the diagonal. So that is how much I got done, and I'm so happy. I'm really, really happy with how much I've got done in this piece. I'm hoping you can hear me because I'm away from the microphone. Just going to show you again. Lift this bit back so you can see a little bit more of it. It's really stunning, isn't it? I mean, it kind of just looks like a print to me. Now this is tent stitch, guys. This is tent stitch 2/1. So if anyone out there is wondering whether you can tell that it's tent stitch, please don't worry. You cannot tell until you get super close. When it's up on the wall like this, who is even going to know, apart from the fact that most of the people that come into your house don't even know what tent stitch is. So they're not going to point at it and say, hey, you did tent stitch. They're not going to do that because they don't know. So yeah, don't worry about stuff like that. If you find that tent stitch is a nicer way for you to stitch, and by all means go that way, it is faster. I find that snaking down has been so quick for me. Let me tell you how many stitches I got done this month. 6,266 stitches I have done in May. That's a huge amount of stitches in a month. I know I have been focusing it on the most, but that's also with getting an extra 4,000 stitches on some of my other whips that I've just shown you. So yeah, it's so doable. I love the tree because it kind of looks 3D, and there are so many colours jam-packed into here. Now it is so confetti. It really is confetti mad. But my goodness, now that I look at it, I just think it's so worth it. It's so worth it, right? So worth the sweat and tears. And sometimes I have stopped stitching and thinking, I must be completely loony. I'm absolutely, completely crazy to be doing something like this with all my hours of time. I could be, I don't know, chasing young handsome men. I could be, not that I would, but I know my husband's not listening. But yeah, metaphorically, I could be doing lots of things with all my hours of time that are far more exciting than sitting down stitching, but I find it relaxing, and also I seem to gravitate towards it a lot. I really do gravitate a lot towards especially this one, and sometimes I'm in not in a hurry, but I feel sort of impatient about finishing it, and other times I just kind of accept the status quo. I just say, well, you know, I've chosen a large piece. This is what my choice was. I knew it was going to take a few years. There's no point in moaning about it. There's no point in denying it or trying to change that fact, because you can't change the fact that it's going to take the time that it takes. But just appreciate the journey and appreciate the achievements along the way, because every single one of these stitches has taken me ages, just ages. But I should be proud of it, right? I should be proud of it. Oops. So all my clips are going flying now across the room. So Misty, if anybody's wondering, my ragdoll cat Misty is sitting on my husband's chair because I'm in front of my desk. My husband's desk is empty, and she likes to lie on his chair and just, you know, fall asleep there because he's not here at the moment to kick her off. Well, not kick her off, but he's not here to to get her off his chair. So she's quite happily just laying there as if she's sunbathing or something. Aren't you, Misty? Oh, she's out like a light. I can try and put up a photograph of her. I'll put up a photograph of her that I'll take in a minute. Okay, so that's what we have. We have 10,400 stitches in total that I've done this month. I can't believe I've done that many stitches this month. And all of it, let me say, every single one of these except the butterfly ornament is a 10 stitch, is 2 over 1 strand 10 stitch. The other ones are all butterfly is 1 over 1 full cross, and that one really does take ages actually, because it feels like the stitches are smaller for some reason with the 1 over 1, although the stitches are exactly the same size. It's 25 count on that one and it's 25 count in the others, but for some reason doing the 1 over 1 with the 1 strand, I just feel like the stitches are smaller. Maybe it's because they are only using 1 strand, and with the others I'm using 2 strands, so it's kind of a bit bulkier and thicker, so it looks like the stitches are bigger. Anyway, enough about that. That is my progress this month, and I don't think I have any news. I don't have any plans for any new starts. My butterfly ornament was my recent new start. I don't have any other kind of stitching plans. I have not decided what to do for for June. June is coming up. The months are going by too quickly. June is coming up and I've got no plans, right? I kind of feel like the way I'm progressing is a good way to keep going. What do you guys think? I don't feel like I should change anything. I feel like if I change something, it's because I want to change something. And at the moment, I feel like things are working out pretty well. Although I feel like I wanted to get a bit more done on this one, to be fair. I wanted to get a bit more done on this one, but c'est la vie. If I got a little bit more done on this one, I wouldn't have got as much progress on my Riverwalk charm. So yeah, it's horses for courses. I mean, you win some, you lose some. If you choose to work on one, you're going to lose out working on the other. So it's all a matter of choice. But the fact that I'm touching them all of these 5 that I have in the current rotation, the fact that I'm touching them all is a positive. Because I thought I wasn't going to get, sorry, my video just decided to stop there. I thought I wasn't going to get much done. And I got loads done. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed seeing my little parade of updates this month. There's not much update in life, which, sorry to say, is not very exciting for the majority of the time. But I have got family visiting again. I've got my in-laws coming from Ireland. They live in Ireland and they're coming on the 1st of the month to spend some time with us. My son will still be in school because they don't finish school. School doesn't finish here for the summer break until the end of June, which I feel is really late. So he'll be like almost the last day of June. He finishes for about 6 weeks. However, my husband will have some time off, and so his parents are coming probably to spend most of their time, you know, with him and with my son. I'll be around. and doing my stitching, and we'll probably get out and about a bit more. So that's the thing, when they come, we tend to just not want to sit around for you know, all day. We'll probably go shopping, or we'll go out and a little bit of sightseeing with them, or we'll just go to parks, or we'll go to a couple of restaurants. So it does get a little bit busy. So it's not going to be easy for me to say, you know, just you guys just go without me, I'm going to do videos. It just seems a little bit unfair. So that's why I'm kind of doing it a little bit early. So on top of this 10,000 stitches that I just told you that I'd done, I'm probably going to get a few more in, right? Because it's not quite the end of the month yet. So I'm proud of that. I really am proud of what I've got done. It's been a little bit up and down emotionally because my son, my eldest son, came to visit me with his girlfriend. And as I mentioned in a previous video, he only stayed a couple of days. And that really killed me because I didn't realize how much I missed him until he was here. And then he was gone, and it felt like such a fleeting visit. I can always go and visit, of course, at some point, and I do tend to go and visit. But it doesn't ever stop hurting when you're parted from your kids. It just doesn't ever stop hurting. But at least I got to see him, and he's fine, and he's happy, and he's got a lovely girlfriend now that he's happy, you know. Good luck to them. I hope, you know, things go wonderfully for them. He's buying a house. He's doing really well, so I'm really happy for him. Yeah, and I think that's it really. I don't have any more news. Nothing else to report. No bad news. Touch wood. We don't want bad news. We only want bright, wonderful news on our channel, in our community. We want to hear good things happening to people. We want to hear that everyone's healthy and happy. And of course, when things go wrong, we're here to support each other, which I think is fabulous. So I hope you have a fantastic rest of your stitching month, and I'll be uploading another Stitch With Me. I just uploaded one with a little bit of history, just for something a little bit different. So if you have some interest in listening to that one whilst I'm stitching, I just uploaded it today, and I will do another Stitch With Me, a more general Stitch With Me on one of these projects again, maybe this evening, maybe tomorrow, if I can fit one in before everything goes a bit crazy. So it's bye from me, and I hope you have a great day. Take care, and thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate your support. So take care, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.